Hey y'all, Jamie, that's me here. Listen, it's time for us to tap into the Braxtons. Just a little piece, okay? Y'all know they have the show The Braxtons that's dropped. And Chai, it just appears that Tamar and Tawanda are still at it. We got into last week's episode where Tamar talks about how she received a text message from Tawanda about being a maid of honor. And next thing you know, she wasn't able to make it. At least Tamar was told that Tawanda didn't want her there. Then we learned from Tawanda that she didn't think Tamar was really trying to be there, and she was glad that she didn't come because she would have messed everything up. Okay. So obviously there is still some beef that's been brewing, over on Tamar's Instagram page, and we'll get into it. She's been playing some clips. You could tell Tamar has definitely had her ear to the streets. She's been listening to what the people have had to say about the situation regarding she and her sisters. And girl is giving on Tamar's behalf, it appears to be that Tawanda is the ops. All right. Now, I want us to check out a clip, and really, we're going to listen to the audio because you know how we TV can get, honey. They'll sit up there and flag you. Right. But of course, it's about this circle of a sit down that the sisters have. And Tamar pretty much highlights the fact that, yeah, I pay your bills or something like that. She mentioned, and you've been stealing my credit card and stuff. So we're going to get into that. And then Tawanda fires back with some other stuff that I was not expecting for her to fire back with. Right. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm getting this over here from It's On Site. All right. It's coming from It's On Site. So I'm going to play a little bit, and then, we're going to take it off the screen. Just a little piece.
And my address. I'm not expecting y'all to really give a about me. What I am asking about is my child.
Do I know where you live?
Well, of course you don't come. So
Exactly.
my
So
thing,
how would I
I know
give
where
it
you
to
live because I put down your down payment.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit cards. And help
But
me.
what you steal?
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You stole men.
Who's the man that I stole?
You stole men. Girl, who men she stole? And did you catch when Tamar, what you guys don't see is when Tamar says something to her, and we're going to take that back just a little bit. Tamar highlights to her, like, listen, girl, I put down your down payment. Tawanda gave no face at all. All right. Tawanda gave no face, like I can't say none of that because you did. Let's get into it.
I'm not expecting y'all to really give a about me. What I am asking about is my child.
Do I know where you live?
Well, of course you don't come. So
Exactly.
my
So
thing,
how would I
I know
give
where
it
you
to
live because I put down your down payment.
Beautiful.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit cards. And help
But
me.
what you steal?
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You stole men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's.
Ooh.
You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
What man?
Girl, so she's saying the name. Girl, this is some messy.
Do
This is
not get
terrible.
the link.
Tamar done splashed some water over there on her sister.
Bitch. Dirty low down ass bitch.
Oh, you
So
such
now
a
you
liar.
think
Such
my
a liar.
sister's man? He said he Tawanda.
You know that's a lie.
I swear
You
to
know
God.
that's a lie.
I
Which
swear.
God are you trying
I swear. Your man for? You think I too?
Now, see, I don't know if this is true or not, whether Tamar did, but I caught Trina's face, and when this information came from Tawanda towards Tamar, Trina's looking at her like up at Tamar like, So I'm like, well, did she? Or is that what's just being said and y'all choosing to believe that that's what it is? But Tamar is standing on business and saying that that did not happen. All right. She's being very vocal with denying that, unlike, Tawanda was when it came down to Tamar saying she gave her down payment and that she's been stealing from her. But let's keep going, okay? Because this is a mess here.
Don't you? Don't put your hand on me. The man,
This is crazy. So the ladies are over here really going at it. I want us to check out what some of the comments are saying here. Because listen, I honestly, y'all, I'm not fully believing what Tawanda has to say. I'm not going to hold y'all. I don't know what it is, but oftentimes I just, listen, I'm not fully believing that, but let's keep going. So this person says, wait a minute, Tamar put down Tawanda down payment and that's how you treat her? Right? Somebody says, and she bought her a car that the ex-husband was driving while Tawanda was working for Tony as her assistant. I know where you live. I paid the down payment. Conversion should have been over after that. Okay. Or conversation should have been over after that. I always said those three treated Tamar and Tracy very differently than each other. You can see it more now since Tracy's passing. And let's talk about Tracy, because Towanda felt like if Tracy was here, she'll be giving her all the love and the support when it came down to this wedding. And I'm like, you sure? Because Tracy stay calling you a snake. Right. And I don't think Tracy was really too fond of that husband that you got. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Child, listen. I mean, maybe they would have been in a better place, and Tracy would have been there to support her. Who knows? But this is a mess here. So then, somebody says the show has broken their family. Each season gets more toxic despite the tragic passing of their sister. But see, here's the thing. I don't think the show broke their family. I think the family was already broken. They've already had their issues. They about had their issues all the way back to when Toni Braxton went off to do her own thing, right? So I think that been existed, and they've had no issue with exploiting it either. So the person says Tamar can never make a point without being aggressive. When you need a break or smash glass, they said then there's something wrong with you. Yes and no, but let's be clear. Let's not act like Tamar really have been out here like really breaking a lot of stuff. Now she may get loud and irate or whatever. She may be the loudest of the few, but just because you a bitch that's calm and you don't elevate your voice does not mean that bit you are a person that does not lie. Does not mean that your ass is not vindictive. To me, that means that you know how it looks to the audience. And if I continue to maintain me being poised and act like, oh, I don't know what she's talking about, or I act demure, then maybe your irateness and your extraness and your loudness will overshadow what the truth may really be. Okay, it may overshadow the fact that I'm just sitting here acting demure, and I'm gonna let the people judge you because you over here showing your ass like you always do. You're the one that we're making the villain, right? And it's like I said, y'all ain't gotta like everything Tamar do. I don't like everything Tamar do, but I don't think Tamar be wrong in everything when it comes to them damn sisters. And Tracy already told y'all some of that. Okay, and that's just that on that. But let's keep going. All right, somebody says, I believe Tamar. No shade, but this isn't the first time she's been accused of stealing. She got accused of fraud by a landlord a few years ago, was alleged to have stolen M's. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I said that so wrong. Was alleged to have stolen Miss E's. Okay. I'm sorry. Not M's, but E's, because I'm thinking millions. But no, stole her mom's SSI check in the 2000s. And she's been arrested for trying to cash a forged check. There's history here. Now, girl, that's crazy. That's crazy. They said they should have called this season When the Tables Turn, because Tamar is fed up and this season's heavyweight. Wow. Tamar may be dramatic and poorly media trained, but I don't believe she lies when it comes to her sisters and their drama. I don't care what anybody says. And that's kind of where I'm at a little piece. Right. And I'm not saying we can't call Tamar out for her stuff. If Tamar is doing something wrong, I think I agree. Call her out. You're wrong for doing this. You're wrong for splashing your sister with that glass. You're wrong for doing X, Y, Z. But don't sit up there and act like she be lying about everything and she wrong in everything. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't do that, because she ain't the only one. And I put a tweet out because I saw a tweet where people, matter of fact, let me go to that tweet so I can show you guys what was being said real quick, because a person was trying to highlight, I guess, a particular Braxton, or that saying that Towanda wasn't the complete issue in the situation. It says, I'ma just say this, and I know y'all are not gonna like it. This is not me, this is someone else saying this. They said that Towanda, the quote unquote Towanda is the villain narrative, only works if you look at just these new seasons. You gotta remember, right? And people, and the person says, I've been watching the old episodes at random. Towanda is fed up. That's what you're seeing. And other folks was like, ain't wrong. Okay, Towanda has always been the problem. And I've also watched all of the seasons. So listen, I said, for me, I did not believe that there was a single unproblematic Braxton. There is not a single person that is unproblematic. All of the sisters are problematic, including Toni Braxton. And so I said every single one of them have played a role and a villain in their own right, in their own time. It's just what the fuck it is. There are no saints sitting here amongst us. Be very clear about that. All right. So, a lot of people are having discourse about things, and Tamar has been taken to her social media to drop clips. And I want us to check out some of these clips. All right. Let's get into it. Hopefully they're not too long, but if so, hopefully we can possibly speed them up a little bit. Not too much, because I know y'all don't be wanting me to speed them up too much, but let's get into it. All right?
And if you want,
I don't want to hear no
you can-
songs, sir. Now, wait a minute. They did not like Tracy because she didn't dislike the father. They do not like Tamar because she has had some success and she married a rich man. Interesting.
I don't know about that last part. Okay, hold on. Let me get the first part. Okay, they did not like Tracy because she didn't dislike the father. Period. Okay, so let's not even say Tracy did not at one point dislike the father, because let's give Mr. Braxton his shit, because we tend to like give Evelyn Braxton her things off of the guys that she can't move on. He was the head pastor at their church, was having an affair with someone that was Evelyn's friend for 10 years. The church said, reveal the affair or step down. The nigga chose to step down. Y'all get a divorce. They tried marriage counseling. Remember Evelyn said when she said he laid low, you spent a bride? He said, you cried at the counseling and said you didn't want to let the woman go. Crying at a counseling session in front of your wife that you don't want to let your mistress go, that's also her friend.
That's the next level evil,
Then
child.
Evelyn divorces him and you married this bitch 30 days. 30 days. Jesus Christ. And so I feel like because Tracy was still in Maryland, everybody else went up to Hollywood. Tracy has a family. Tracy wants her family to be a part of, she wants her child to have a relationship with her grandfather. And Michael Braxton made it very, very clear, if you don't accept my wife and my decision, you don't have me in your life, which is disgusting. And it is the biggest root of all of those women problems. And so I do feel like because she was able to forgive for her purposes, because she was able to have a family first. So Tracy at 19, 20 had to think as a mother first. I want my child to have a grandfather. Everybody else had to think singularly as women, just by themselves without having a family. And so I do feel like not because Tracy didn't not like him, she had to forgive him first, just because of the position that she was in at the time. Now they don't like Tamar because of the success of marriage. Now you know you don't believe that girl. You know ain't nobody jealous of no damn bitch. Once again, so seriously, let's pull back the layers of jealousy. Not that I did this like this is some hell.
But you can't watch all the seasons and then say that nobody was jealous of Vince. I feel like they were. Now, you may think that they weren't because he was a bigger guy than what most of the ladies were interested in, but they definitely would feel away when Tamar would talk about buying certain things. Like, I want to buy this bag. I want to get that. I'm going to spend my money on this. Yeah, they would kind of look a little salty in their face that they weren't at a place where they could afford those things outside of Tony Braxton. Like, be very clear, right? So Tamar, this is what got me really cackling on the inside. This is crazy. Tamar says, so I've been asked to promote, and I don't know how to do that without speaking and further hurting and offending everyone. So I'll post and let y'all speak until I gather the strength for my own real story time. I don't know who this is, but she ate us all up. And she says, and told the truth. She says, and then she goes on to pretty much promote like season 2 of the Braxtons, right? So this is how it appears to me. Tamar Braxton is promoting the show by reposting viewers and their opinions and not necessarily saying, y'all go watch.
Now, the gag is, some of y'all refuse to accept this, but the issue between the Braxton sisters existed long before any of you all knew who they were outside of Tony Braxton.
Thank you. These issues have existed well beyond this show. Let's not say it was the show that started all of this.
Their issues started long before the Braxton family values, long before they were ever on television, long before any of you all were able to interject your opinions on who you think the real villain is and woot. Their issues stemmed way back from when Tony first got discovered, and then the girls went off to go do their own thing, okay? They have real family issues. The problem is that for some reason, you guys won't accept the fact that Tamar Braxton has been very consistent with who she is and how she presents herself. Now, whether you consider that problematic or not, that's neither here nor there. She has been very consistent, okay, with how she puts herself out there to the world. This is whether she was on the Braxton Family Values. This is whether she was on the Braxtons. This is whether she was on any of her spinoff shows. When she was on The Real, she has always been the exact same person. So her behavior is not just limited to her sisters. It is who she is. This over-the-top animated person. Even her sisters have admitted that she's been like that since she was a young child. The problem is that Towanda Braxton is actually the doll that y'all are trying to paint Tamar Braxton out to be. And I know that might be a hard pill for some of y'all to swallow, but let me tell you something. The longer that milk dud keeps getting on that TV screen and keeps trying to play the victim, the more them producers are going to keep calling her ass out left and right. Why? Because Tamar Braxton has a much bigger hand in how this show is being produced, which she did not have when the Braxton Family Values was going on. She didn't have nearly as much control, meaning she's not able to make sure that the truth is being told and shown so that it doesn't look like she's making up lies, which is the reason why y'all just witnessed Towanda get caught up in that damn lie about her trying to make it seem as if Tamar Braxton did not want to attend her wedding. Now, if you watch the show, you can clearly see that Towanda is full of shit, unfortunately. She don't like her sister.
Well, not the wedding, because Tamar did say that she didn't know if she was going to go to the wedding because it's the weekend of her birthday. But what was clocked was the bachelorette party. That's what he's referring to.
And baby, that is okay for you to admit. There are a lot of people in this world that have family members that they don't like. The problem is that you keep trying to act as if you do like her, that you do love her, that you do want support from her, when your actions keep showing otherwise. And then, instead of just admitting the fact that you don't like her, you try to push off this narrative to the viewers that Tamar Braxton is the villain and Tamar Braxton is giving you a reason to not like her. When in fact, my dear, now the gag is...
Listen, that's something I could get with. I'm not even finna hold y'all. Y'all gonna have to be mad at me. Listen, I agree with every single thing he said. Every single thing he said.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
She might look not friendly. She not fit. It's just over frustrating because I waited my whole life to get to this point. And this is one of the biggest shows of my entire career and tour. And, you know, for someone to come out and ruin that moment for you, that's not really fair to me. So at the end of the day, or fair to the people that spent their money, let's talk about that because I'm at work right now, okay? All right, it's not a free concert. People put their last hard coins.
Okay, so it looks like somebody ruined Tamar's event, right? And this person says Towanda was smiling the entire time. She thoroughly enjoyed pissing her off, meaning Tamar. And when Tamar's assistant told Trina she didn't mean y'all in that moment and she didn't want to hear it, they could have went to talk to her to clear it up, but that was their way to turn it around and make it seem like it was Tamar's fault. So Tamar's just posting times when, you know, the sisters may have been jealous of her, okay, may have painted her out to be the villain in situations when she was not the villain, right? They're saying in this particular video here, the person says they are jealous of Tamar. First, it was Tamar's first solo career. Then Towanda got jealous because the public loved Tamar, and now it's her spinoff career. Now, we know why she made the comment at the Essence Fest.
Okay, you have to tell me what happened because no one is...
Okay, so we can't really hear that, but I definitely believe that. I feel like Towanda at some point was stuck being just the assistant to Tony Braxton. And then at some point, you know, the sisters would come in and sing backup for her or whatever the case is. But I think that she definitely wanted more success than what she ended up getting. And I think with Tamar being the baby of the family, sometimes they probably look down on her and looked at her like, why she get to get those things? You know, why she get to They probably feel like she always pouted her way into getting whatever it was that she wanted, maybe because she was the baby. Meanwhile, they're the ones that's working hard. I don't know. But I think, you know, with her being the baby of the family, they about definitely look down on her. And over time, as she continued to rise by being her authentic self, you know, for the most part, I mean, yeah, I'm sure some jealousy did come from all of that. Girl, this crazy. These ladies still beefing after all these years.
And it really showed when Trina was proposed to at her birthday party, and and Tamar showed her whole ass. And everybody's like, why Would you propose to my sister at my birthday party? I don't know how nobody slice that or dice that. You don't do that shit. It's my birthday. It's my day. It's my birthday party, bitch. It's about me. It's not about your engagement. And everybody was like, she didn't need to act like that. Why would she act like that? She's grown. Why do you think it's appropriate to propose to someone at their sister's birthday party? And how do you think they're supposed to react? I would have cussed all y'all out too. I would have told all y'all to get the fuck on too.
Yeah, people don't like stuff like that. They don't like stuff like that, right? When it's a special occasion that's not made around y'all and centered around y'all, people don't. And some of the people that's like being proposed to don't like that either. I want my own special time, my own special day. Don't do no shit like that. And then also the people who the event is about don't like shit like that either. So, okay, this person is just
Families be
highlighting
having
stuff.
the opportunity to fix shit right in front of their face and they throw it away based like they pride just makes them throw all the opportunities to make shit right with each other away, and it aggravates me so. And I'm speaking heavily about it because it's going on in my family right now. Like the
So this is where Tamar pretty much got into the comments on when we talked about it in the previous video about the Braxtons, where she talked about airing out Gabe, and then she said something about being traumatized and triggered, from watching some things from this season, and she says that she don't want to talk about that other situation. I'm like, girl, what other situation you finna get into? Tamar is she's sick of it. She's sick of them, and it's just the sister is still beefed out. All right, the sisters are still beefed out. Let's see what this last young lady
Let me
has
tell
to
y'all
say.
something right here, right now, real quick, real fast. Y'all do not get it when it comes to the Braxtons. First of all, the Braxtons are legacy, first of all, because lots of talent in that family. I don't know about any of the drama.
We know that.
But second off,
We know
all
that.
these years, y'all been seeing them get into it. Like most families, like all families do. We like them all, but we also saw the drama and people started to pick sides. And because Tamar had become famous in a way that Tony is the legend, but Tamar started to build her own career, her own thing. Whether through her ex-husband or not, it don't matter, baby. Tamar has vocals. Tamar has personality. Tamar is funny. Tamar can dress. Tamar knows who she is. For all these years, everybody made it like, oh, Tamar a problem. No, she's just who she is. And people don't like somebody that's confident. People don't like somebody that can drop down to the bottom and bounce right back up. Like when Birdman came in the picture and Tamar was like, spin the bag and get it right back. She always supported her sisters. But I don't know that I have seen them support her in the same way. I'm going to call real like it is. Tamar ain't everybody's cup of tea. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Bottom line, people hate on Tamar. This season is different, and it's different for a reason because we are seeing the truth. It was spun before to make it seem like Tamar is this, Tamar is that. Tony and Tamar was my favorites always. You can't even tell me nothing bad about Tony. Even with her looking a little shady right now, I'm always still with Tony forever. They spun it like Tamar was this little youngest sister brat kind of. No, baby, she just said what it was. You really can't say you're with Tamar like that. She's truth. She's comedy. She's a good time. She dressed her ass off. She's beautiful. She's a hard worker, a good mom. And she was a good wife to Vince as well. I low-key feel like they really should have worked it out. But hey, it is what it is. All right, now, Tamar, you've been picking some. I said it. Even the one that was this colored. You messed up. I just feel like you deserve way better than that. I'm loving this new season. And this new season is tea because Tamar has a lot to do with what's going on in them back scenes. And
Yeah, she does. I mean, she is, I do believe, an executive producer now. Last season, I think she was an executive producer, but she chose to fall back. And I'm glad Tamar actually fell back, because with Tamar falling back, it forced Trina and Towanda to carry the show. And with them carrying the show, they wanted to align the show so much to Tracy's passing, as they kind of should have, highlighted their sister's passing and stuff. But it started to take a dark turn when the focal became about Tracy's son and then her husband, the people that she loved dearly. And I just didn't like the dynamic, like the whole allegations and stuff. They was trying to spin the narrative out there about that lady's husband, then turned around and when the son says he has seizures or something like that, he didn't want to be left alone in a hotel, and y'all motherfuckers still left him alone in a hotel. Why he couldn't come stay at one of y'all houses? Like, it was just like real weird, but I'm glad Tamar took a step back so we could see some more things, okay, that was going on. Because if not, if Tamar was heavily involved, I do believe that we all would have been over here on some Tamar did this and Tamar did that and Tamar, right? But Tamar said, not no damn more. I got some money now, okay? And I got a hand in this. If you gonna show one side, you better show all damn sides. Don't be sitting up here paying me out to be one person when I'm not, and not showing their side. Don't get them a glorious edit and not give me one. Okay, so the Braxtons, girl, it's a mess. I got to check out the latest episode to see everything that's really been going on. But as of right now, from what I've seen from one of the clips, and it seems like everything is leading up to this big, huge moment with the sisters, where they're all, sitting around this table talking about their issues, cease and desist. I put your down payment down. You done stole my damn credit card and you've been using my money up for years, girl. Be very clear about it. And if she has, and if that's recent, that's messed up in my personal of Towanda to be doing, especially when you now have a man that you're engaged to and now married to. Go use up that man's credit card. Be clear, right? But I don't know how far back it went or if it was how recent it is, shall I say, with the credit card usage. But yeah. Right, and then you got Towanda saying that Tamar done sat up here and slept with somebody, man. Then her and damn Tony Braxton about to get into it. Like, girl, it's gonna be a whole mess. And hey, they gonna use the drama to get us to tune in, and I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna tune in. All right, but y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I'm Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL, got them trying to clone